Welcome to the Even Better podcast, where your host, Sinikka Waugh of Your Clear Next Step, brings you exciting content about making communities better by helping people get even better at work.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Sinikka Waugh with the Even Better podcast, and I am so delighted to welcome back my friend Laura Casale. Laura, thank you so much for coming back today.
Of course, Sinikka. I'd love to be here with you today.
This is so much fun. So for those of you who don't know Laura, this is a delight to have her back with us today. She is a highly experienced professional. She's been in the field of HR talent management and leadership development. And I know her as a coach, as a connector, as an inspirer, as someone who brings people together and really helps people understand who they are and where they're going and how to move themselves forward in that space. I have seen her connect with others and work together with others, and she and Christine right now are working on this amazing, they've just launched this new product. This new program of theirs is called the Women's Career Mastery Program. And Laura, I'll let you share more about that. In fact, I'll stop talking right now. Share a little bit about that program.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we just launched it this week and are super excited. It's a 6-month intensive program for women to help them master their careers. And we work from the, desires and aspirations and ambitions that they have and help them bring that to life in their careers. So we are super thrilled. We've done this before. We've piloted it. We've seen it work. We know it can do what we planned for it to do. And we're really excited about it.
Outstanding. Well, we are here to support you as well. And both Laura and Christine have both been guests on our podcast before. So if you've missed those episodes previously, then you for sure want to go back and hear those podcasts and listen to their insights and then follow them on their various social media channels as well. Laura, what's the best place for people to hear more about you?
LinkedIn.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll make sure that if anyone reaches out to us, that we direct them that way as well. So we're here today to talk about 3 top areas where women need support in their careers. And so if you're listening to this and you're thinking, well, I'm not a woman. And so why am I listening? Well, chances are a woman, and you may be encouraging a woman, and you may be working alongside a woman, or you may be finding yourself as a leader to a woman or rubbing elbows with a woman. And so there are reasons that women need support in their careers. So let's talk about, this is one of our shorter episodes. So this is a lunchtime. You're on a quick commute and you're going to just listen to this quick episode right here as we focus on 3 top areas where women need support in their careers. So Laura, let's dive into that first one, networking and visibility. Let's talk about that a little bit. Unpack that for us. Why do women need that in particular? And what does that look like?
Well, so I've been coaching women for a long time in their careers, and this is number one for a reason. So networking is often something women don't want to do or don't think about doing or don't have the confidence to do it. Like they just feel like, oh, I might be, being too pushy or too, salesy. Like I don't want to come across too aggressive. So they don't do it. And it's really unfortunate. So when I am coaching women, whether they're one-on-one or group coaching, we always focus on networking, pushing beyond our comfort zone, if you will, to get out there and meet people that we may have known or have lost touch with, people that you might want to be interested in meeting. Depending on where you want to go with your career or what you're looking for in your career, it's a great way to get out there, meet people, and find opportunities. And so I often also consult with corporations, and this is a thing that we ask them too, right? Help the women to network, form events, help them gain visibility, help them to, feel more comfortable getting out there and meeting people. And it's especially important today in this like hybrid world that they can find different ways to network with other people. Some examples are, just having special meetings, like just have opportunities for networking at meetings. Go to conferences, right? Go to a conference, introduce yourself, meet different people in your field or your industry. Just finding different ways to get people together and allow more comfortable interactions and building of relationships through the networking.
You bet. One of the things that I've always found so interesting about this is that networking will often create a block in people's head, like I have to go to a networking event. And they get this picture in their mind that imagines that means I have to go to this thing where there are hundreds of people and it's awkward and it's miserable. And that it doesn't have to be that. A networking event could, in fact, be coffee one-on-one with one other person. And that could still be something contributing towards growing my professional network, right, Laura?
Oh, exactly. Exactly. I think the old, thinking about networking is sort of in the old way of those rooms. We were hot rooms and meeting people, very uncomfortable. Also uncomfortable to just talk about yourself. Like, what am I going to say? How am I going to present no, like just have a chat. What are you working on today? What's going on? What company are you working for? What projects do you have going on? Believe me, it's interesting. People are interested to know what you're doing and, how you might be making a difference in the world.
Things that I absolutely love about our new Changemakers program that we launched earlier this year in the beginning of 2023 is that a really big portion of Changemakers involves creating time. So the cohorts themselves, each cohort is only 10 people, and the intentionality of that is that those 10 people all coming from different organizations, 2 people from each organization, but perhaps in different parts of the organization. Those cohorts create a network that they build deep relationships within those 10 months. But part of the program as well is a creation of 8 hours of intentional networking time where you've carved off, if you've signed up for the Changemakers program, you've carved off time for 8 hours over the course of those 10 months where you're going to intentionally commit to 8 hours of building your professional network. So it could be as many as 16 different 30-minute sessions where you've carved off 30 minutes to go talk to or intentionally. And we give there's even a guide, a script to help you plan for, and then go have those 30-minute meetings or one-on-one conversations to build your professional network and then follow up on those conversations. Does that sound consistent with your expectation of how to help network and visibility for women?
It does. And here's the thing I'm hearing, like it builds a habit, right? It's like you just start to build, if I can do this for 8 hours, I start to build a habit of this and I'm going to continue to do it because I'm going to see that I can, number one, and the value of it. And you're going to get used to having those coffee chats. You're going to get comfortable with it. So I like that. I really love that part of your program.
All right, so let's move on to the second one, which is work-life balance, another area where women need support in their careers. And why is that so important?
Coming out of the pandemic, right? It's been a challenge, especially for women, and balancing work and family and kids in school and, possibly elder care responsibilities. So women need flexibility. I don't, every time you mention work-life balance, it's some like it's passe. It's not real. It's not even a thing, but it is. You need to find a way to balance your personal and professional life, and you need some flexibility to do that at times. So this is also similar to what we talked about before, but it's building a habit of, how do I manage between my personal and my professional life? And again, consulting with companies, finding ways to allow women to have the flexibility to do what they need to do for their families.
Someone described work-life balance as a verb, not a noun. And I've always thought that I've always really that stuck with me as something that I strive for, right? Work life is a balance. And I picture myself on this teeter-totter, right? I'm balancing on I got one leg on work and one leg on life, and I'm trying to keep them balanced and trying to figure that out. And as a business owner, I'll admit sometimes it's a little heavy on the one side than on the other side, but it's a constant juggling act. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, how can I support women in this way? How can I, if you're a business owner, if you're an employer, if you're a leader, if you're a peer, if you're a team member, how can I support the women around me this way? What counsel would you offer?
Well, one way is to try to do some flexible career pathways, right? So instead of, linear career track, maybe you do project based, right? So, coming into it, you're signing up for a 3-month, 6-month project, and then you could have some downtime because you might need 2 weeks to do something on the personal side. I mean, that's just one way of doing it, but also maybe a job share, right? Maybe you have 2 people that need to work part-time. Well, they could share a job. They could share one full-time job. So there are some creative ways that you could do to help make it easier for people, women especially, when they need it. Not all the time, but when they need to make that adjustment to have some balance, that there are opportunities for them to get it.
How about when you're coaching women, Laura? Because I know that's one of the things that you do with the majority of your time is that you coach women. What do you coach them? What do you encourage them to do to balance work and life? What are some of the words of counsel that you offer them?
Good question. This is a tough one because women are not always comfortable asking for what they need,
Mhm.
especially in the workplace if they feel like it's gonna, be a negative, there's going to be negative repercussions asking for that kind of a flexible arrangement. So it's a challenge, but helping them find a way to ask for what they need. And on the business side, try open up the communication a little bit, encourage people to share what they need so they don't feel afraid or they don't feel like they have to leave the company in order to get the balance. So it's a tricky one, but it's definitely doable with some coaching.
You bet. So that sounds like it's going to move us right into the third topic there, which is confidence building. And if you're just tuning in, we're here with Laura Casale, and we're talking about 3 top areas where women need support in their careers. We started with networking and visibility. We moved to work-life balance, and now we're on to confidence building. Take us through that, Laura. What does that look like?
So I think we've been helping to build the confidence through the networking, right? Through the work, getting some balance in your work and your professional and personal life. Like you're starting to build habits that then build confidence because you know that you can do it. You can recognize that you can achieve what it is that you set out to do for yourself. So starting to build the confidence that you need to be successful in your career or achieve your aspirations, but it takes time and it comes in tiny increments, right? So take time to celebrate everything that you accomplish, even if it's just one small thing a day. Take time to celebrate that because it builds over time, right? There's a compound effect. Like if you keep working on this, you build up that confidence, and then you can more comfortably speak up for what you want. You can more comfortably talk about the ideas that you have, just feel more confident in general.
So if I'm working with women and if I'm supporting women and if I am an employer or a leader of women, how can I support the women around me in their careers in this area of confidence building?
You want to give them opportunities to grow, and that could show up in, training programs and things like that, but also coaching, mentoring. In that sense, it can be unique for the individual. So really understanding what it is they need and they desire to achieve, the coach or the mentor can help them to get there. And then to recognize what they're doing, recognize their ability to grow and recognize the accomplishments that they're making, help them celebrate the success, right? It's just going to build more confidence. It's going to lead to more job satisfaction, engagement, retainment, overall success for not just the women employees, but also the company.
I think about one of the other aspects of the Changemakers program, and all of the participants of Changemakers are assigned a coach. And as part of the Changemakers program, not only do they get this cohort that they attend the programs with, and they get the 8 full day courses, so 8 classes over the course of the 10 months that are all held online. It's a full day class with breaks in between to go offline and rest your eyes and rest your mind. But they have the 8 classes, the cohort, and the 8 hours of intensive reflection on and opportunities to network, and 8 hours of personal reflection, but they also get 8 hours one-on-one with a coach. So what a tremendous opportunity to build their confidence and to set goals and to move forward and celebrate progress towards those goals for them. So leaders, as you're thinking about ways that you can invest in those high potential performers, this is a great opportunity to do that, and then have them celebrate how far they've come in that as well.
Exactly. And participating in programs like yours or mine really shows, a company supporting that really shows that you value these employees. And so they're going to want to stay with you. They're going to want to grow with you. They're going to want to help you with your business. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, so Laurel, this would not be the Even Better podcast if I didn't ask my trademark question. What's making you even better these days?
Getting that work-life balance. So, being a coach, a consultant, and building my own business, it's a lot of work, but I'm also being really flexible and taking time throughout my day for movement. So I'm, making sure I get some exercise and also relationships. So spending time with people I really care about and doing my networking like we talked about before. So just filling my day, sprinkling my day with all these different things.
Love it. Well, Laura, thank you so much for your time today. What a joy to spend a few minutes of this day with you. Thank you for sharing your insights.
Thank you so much for the platform and the opportunity, Sinikka.
You bet. And I am looking forward to being able to celebrate the success of your new program with you, the Women's Career Mastery Program, launching just recently. Oh, so excited for you on that and looking forward to that celebration.
You as well.
Thanks, Laura. And for all of you who've been listening in, thanks so much for listening. And on behalf of all of us here at Your Clear Next Step, we hope the rest of your day is even better.
Thank you for tuning in today. The Even Better podcast will be back with more content soon. But in the meantime, subscribe to our podcast or check out our website at yourclearnextstep.com for more information. See you next episode.